Jordan Conradson with the Gateway Pundit. I'm here with former California Assemblyman and now the U.S. Attorney for the District of Central California, the largest district in the country, Attorney Bill Essayli. So there's a lot of crime in California, from illegal immigration to election fraud to homelessness fraud to corrupt politicians. You were sworn in last week to this new office. What are your priorities going to be?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. We got a lot of work to do. My priorities are going to be what are those that have been set already by the president and the attorney general. They've directed us that we're going to go back to basics. We're focusing on violent, organized crime, drug trafficking, disturbing gangs that are hurting people, committing crimes, public corruption, transnational organizations. We're going to get back to doing all the stuff the Department of Justice was doing and should be doing to help make the streets safer here in the state of California.
Yes, I like that. And you're cleaning up corruption too. I know that you've launched an investigation into the waste, fraud, and abuse surrounding the homelessness industrial complex. You're effectively doging the homelessness industrial complex. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, look, this is an issue that's been on the radar for a while. Even my former position up in Sacramento, we had a lot of hearings in which we were asking sort of where's the money? I mean, California has spent over $24 billion over the last 5 years to address homelessness. The voters have authorized, money, a lot of money to be used to solve this issue. And the homeless crisis has only gotten worse. There's really nothing to show for it. I toured Skid Row just last Sunday, and it's devastating. It's really devastating. It's really sad to see the level of need out there, and the money is not making it to where it belongs to help people. There was an audit just conducted at the behest of a federal judge here. It discovered that there's at least, just in one organization, $2 billion that's missing or unaccounted for. They cannot explain where that money went. So I put together a task force of the best prosecutors in my office, public corruption section, major fraud section. We have the FBI, the IRS, and the Inspector General from HUD. And we're going to get to work, and we're going to go and find where every dollar went. And if we discover that any federal laws were broken, we will prosecute people.
Right. And oftentimes it's not just these NGOs, there's politicians involved. Is that something that you'll be looking at? Is there potentially politicians that might be arrested and prosecuted if they were involved in this homelessness?
We will look at everyone and anyone where the evidence leads us to. So no one is off limits in our investigation. No one is above the law, and we will be looking at everyone and everything. And we have a lot of tools at our disposal. I will tell you, just since I've made the announcement earlier this week, the amount of information we're getting from the public on this has been overwhelming. And so if anyone has any information they want to share with us, we're directing them to call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Again, it's 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's going to be our clearinghouse for any tips or information people may have on this topic.
Right. And Kash Patel's a great FBI director. I'm sure they'll take care of that kind of stuff. Now, something that I want to talk about, of course, is illegal immigration in the sanctuary state of California. It's known as one of the biggest sanctuary states here in the United States. I found this law, 8 USC 1324. Just a quick look at it. It shows it's a crime punishable by prison time to transport, conceal, harbor, or shield from detection illegal aliens. It would appear that California is in violation of this federal law, which does carry prison time for those found guilty, especially when it comes to how they're harboring these illegals, concealing them from ICE, defying ICE detainers. And, the penalties get worse when there's a crime involved that harms another or kills another individual. We saw this recently with a soccer coach in LA who molested and murdered a young boy. Should people in the state of California that have created these policies are ignoring federal law enforcement, should they be potentially prosecuted for these crimes?
Look, this is a big issue. Sanctuary state is it's not workable and it's not legal, and we're going to use every tool at our disposal to end sanctuary state as we know it in the state of California. I know Congress is looking at addressing it through removing funding. So is the president. I'm going to be looking at it from a criminal enforcement standpoint. What I can tell you right now is this is something that is definitely on my radar. It is a priority. And I believe we have a plan that we're putting together, not really ready to announce it yet, but we have a plan which I believe will basically end sanctuary state status as we know it in the state of California. But it's coming. I've been here a week, so give me a little bit of time, and I think you won't be disappointed.
We'll definitely give you time, let you break in the new office. But is it possible that politicians from either side of the aisle, either party, who facilitated this invasion of our country and who continue to defy ICE, is there a possibility that they might be charged with the crime?
It's a complicated issue. There's a complicated issue when it comes to the role of the federal government, the role of state government. What I can tell you is that we're going to be aggressively enforcing our immigration laws. And if anyone interferes or gets in our way, we're not going to put up with that. And we would be willing to charge and prosecute them if they interfere in our investigation or in our ability to apprehend criminal illegal immigrants when we are acting within the law. I mean, Congress has made these laws. Congress, you read the code section, 18 USC 1324. We have 1325 and 1326. We have several laws on the book. We will be enforcing the law as written. It's not a buffet. You don't get to pick and choose which laws you want to follow. And if anyone gets in our way, we will charge them and prosecute them.
That's incredible. We do need some brave law enforcement to be able to do stuff like that. Now, I know you have to go, but I want to ask you one more question as it relates to elections. With the upcoming election coming up, we spoke recently about California's lax voter ID laws. The SAVE Act just passed the House today. How do you plan to enforce the law surrounding elections and clean up election integrity in California?
Well, we are constrained by the law as written. So the SAVE Act has not passed fully yet from Congress or been signed into law, but there are other things that we can do. There are laws in the book right now about that only citizens should be voting. The SAVE Act will toughen up the requirements to verify whether you're a citizen or not. But we also have our Civil Rights Division here at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the practices here in the state of California and determining whether they are in fact compliant with federal law or not. So, look, I got a lot of projects, a lot of issues on my hand. That is one of them. That's an important one. We have to make sure that only citizens are voting in our elections. That is the law. And to the extent that California is not in compliance with federal law or they're not cleaning up their voter rolls as required by federal law, we have, again, several tools in our disposal we can use, including bringing civil action and civil enforcement against the appropriate state agencies.
That's great. Well, sir, I am looking forward to seeing what progress you make in cleaning up California. Maybe I can actually go on a vacation there sometime without having to worry about being stabbed. U.S. Attorney Essayli, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. And law and order is back in the state of California.